Hello, guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the Whips Nation podcast. I'm your host, Alex, and our guest today is Whipsnakes midfielder Charlie Hayes, formerly a member of the Denver Outlaws and 15th overall pick in the Premier Lacrosse League's entry draft. Charlie opens up about growing up in Michigan, his recent promotion to an assistant coach at his alma mater, and much more. It's going to be a good one, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Okay, and we're live in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Okay, welcome to the Whips Nation podcast. I'm your host, Alex, here with Charlie Hayes.
How's it going, Alex?
Good, Charlie. How are you?
Doing well.
That light looks pretty bright behind you.
I know. Sorry, it's the window going right outside, so it's pretty bright. Sunny out here in Michigan today.
Sunny in Michigan is a good thing at this time of year. I lived in Michigan for like a year and a half in a place called Clarkston, Michigan. If you do like if you do like the thumb thing, you know, it's like right like there or whatever. That's kind of how I tell people where it was. But so let's just kind of get this thing.
That's how most do it around here.
So where are you at on the thumb?
I'm like right kind of below Detroit area. It's like a little over from Clarkston.
Okay, so Clarkston's north of you then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of like northwest.
Cool, very cool. So, growing up in Michigan, what age did you start playing lacrosse?
I started playing lacrosse in the 6th grade around here. Lacrosse isn't too big in the Midwest and in Michigan specifically. So when I was growing up, it wasn't huge. Started off playing baseball, and then kind of just got involved in lacrosse through some friends who had some older brothers that played, and I've been playing since 6th grade.
Nice. Did they like give you a stick or invite you over to their house and you guys were just playing catch?
Yeah, actually I was I remember it was 6th grade and I went up to the high school just to kind of field some ground balls with my dad, and there was a high school lacrosse game going on.
Oh wow.
And that's so that's when I first kind of saw the game. And then, like I said, a good buddy of mine, he had an older brother at the time who was playing for the high school. So we both kind of just got involved through there and started playing from there.
Nice. What was the hardest thing about learning to play lacrosse?
For me, probably just, the stick skills overall. I played a lot of sports growing up, so athleticism was always kind of there. Yep. So when I first started playing lacrosse, I guess, I'd say just kind of stick skills as a whole.
So when you started playing lacrosse, wasn't that big. Has it seen any growth in Michigan since you've been playing?
Yeah, it's grown a ton over the years. Like I said, when I was younger in high school, it wasn't that big, but the club circuit's kind of really exploded over the years. Instead of just kind of like one big major club travel program, we got a handful now. So the game's been growing a ton. And then you also see outside of just those private schools in the area, you see a lot of public schools getting really big and really getting some talented lacrosse players at those public schools as well, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that here as well. I live in Arizona now, but I'm not originally from here. And
Okay.
Comparatively speaking, lacrosse is basically like non-existent. I think we have like 24 high school teams in the state. So not a ton, but it is growing a little bit, and we're doing all we can to grow it out here. So, and the good weather helps, but yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay. So I know you played football. I did a little bit of digging. Saw you played both sides of the ball, playing corner and playing wide receiver. So how did that kind of translate into your skills on the lacrosse field?
Yeah, I think football helped me a lot in the lacrosse field. What I probably took away most from football was just kind of the hard work and the dedication of the sport. Obviously, the positions that I played helped me a lot at defensive midfield in lacrosse. But I think overall, just the hard work and kind of the commitment and everything that goes into football, I think just helped me overall in my college time and getting to where I am now professionally.
How competitive was your high school lacrosse team? Was it kind of structured similar to your football team, or was it more, relaxed?
No, it was our lacrosse team was way more relaxed than our football was at school.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, football was kind of the main thing in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then lacrosse was a lot more laid back for sure.
Yeah, something kind of similar here. It's a no-cut sport in Arizona, so you pay the fee, you get to make a team. of some
Hmm.
kind, and it's just it lacks that seriousness. A lot of that I think comes from state funding that lacrosse doesn't get.
Yeah.
Is lacrosse a state sanctioned sport in Michigan? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe it is now.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a lot of, yeah, yeah. I don't know if it was at the time when I was playing. That was
Hmm.
like 2013. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it is now here in
Gotcha.
Michigan.
Do you think that makes a big difference in schools?
It's hard to say. I think it does. And like I said, I mean, back when I was in high school, there really weren't a lot of schools that had lacrosse overall. So I
Mhm.
mean, there's so many schools that are developing programs now. Even the women's game has really kind of grown in the area. Back then, there was absolutely like no women's lacrosse, especially for public schools. I mean, the private schools had it, but no public school stuff like that. So it's just been great to kind of see the sport grow overall in the state.
Definitely. So, coming out of high school, you ended up choosing Detroit Mercy to play your collegiate ball. Were you, considering, playing somewhere for football as well, or was lacrosse, your favorite sport at the time, and you wanted to pursue that?
No, I mean, I played three sports in high school. I played football, basketball, and lacrosse.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. So, and especially like I said, we've been talking about how, I mean, not huge and important the sport of lacrosse was growing up. I spent
Mhm.
most of my time when I was in high school playing football and basketball. So lacrosse was kind of just when that season rolled around, that's what I did. I picked up the stick and started playing. So when I was kind of going, I mean, my recruiting process was a little different from others. So kind of to answer your question, I mean, I didn't really know exactly what sport I was going to play when I was going to college. I had some Division II, Division III offers for football, and then Detroit Mercy gave me an offer for lacrosse. I had some Division II offers for lacrosse as well. Um, but when I was speaking with Detroit Mercy, going through my recruiting process, I loved the head coach there, loved my visit, and really just wanted to kind of play lacrosse at the highest level possible. So that was my only Division I offer. It was close to home too, 45 minutes south of where I grew up, so it was
That's
kind of a
cool.
great fit for me.
That is cool. Did you go home at all on the weekends, get
Yeah.
some home cooked meals?
I did a little bit my freshman year, but
Yeah.
honestly, it wasn't too much. I got
Right.
obviously super close with all the guys on the team. A lot
Mhm.
of guys were from out of state, so I kind of stuck around campus most of my time at Detroit.
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people like to go do their schooling out of state just because they get, a little bit of
Yeah,
their independence that way. It's tough to find that, living so close to home, but it was cool that you're able to, get a good relationship with the guys on the team and kind of hang around campus. That's cool. Now
yeah, for sure.
I haven't been to Detroit Mercy's campus. Where is it like in the city?
So it's about 15 minutes north of downtown Detroit, or
Hmm.
probably less than 15 minutes. Do you know the Royal Oak area at
Yeah,
all?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So our campus, Detroit Mercy's campus, is pretty much right in between downtown Royal Oak and downtown Detroit. It's like right off 6 Mile in Livernois, the campus is. So I mean,
Okay.
you can get right on 75, I-75, and take that south for about 10 minutes to downtown Detroit.
Oh, very cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think some congratulations are in order. I saw that you were recently promoted to an assistant coach position at your alma mater for the Titans. How's that going so far?
It's going really good. Yeah, I'm excited to be on the staff full time. I graduated in 2018, and when I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do after graduating, talking with our head coach at Detroit Mercy, I decided to kind of stick around and help coach while I pursued my master's degree.
Hmm.
So when I got my undergrad degree in 2018, I just stayed for the next 2 years coaching on the team and get my master's degree. And then I was fortunate enough to now get hired on full time at Detroit, and it's been great. So I'm really excited about it.
Did you do your MBA or which master's program were you in?
Yeah, I did the MBA. Yep.
Nice. Very cool. So how has coaching sort of elevated your game as a lacrosse player? I know I learn things every day from coaching my high school players. Just things that like you pick up like, oh man, like I wish I would have, done that more as a player, but you're still playing. So like, is that something that you sort of look at and, put into play with your own game?
Yeah, for sure. And I tell that to a lot of guys that are kind of thinking about taking the route of coaching
Mhm.
long term. I mean, it's a lot different. It doesn't matter how good of an athlete or lacrosse player you are. coaching's difficult for some. It comes
Yep.
easy for others. But I mean, I've definitely learned a ton from coaching. I think the biggest thing is just kind of the film aspect. I mean, I love watching film. I did that when I was a player in college. But I think just kind of studying the game overall as a coach, in all aspects of the game, you know, like offense, defense, rides, clears, face-offs, all that stuff. I think it's just, you know, being around it more and more and full time right now has definitely helped my game on the field for sure.
So being more defensively minded, is that somewhere you kind of gravitate with coaching? Is to try to pull guys aside and help them out defensively, especially like with one-on-one coverage?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I focus definitely on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I work a lot with the transition unit and all the midfielders, but for the most part, yeah, I'm a defensive-minded guy, and so I help those guys out with everything that I can, for sure.
Awesome. So drop us a little nugget here. What's your go-to like best drill? If you were to go speak in front of a bunch of high school guys today, what drill would you run them through to help them through one-on-one defense?
I think the biggest thing for one-on-one defense, I mean, what I do is just, I mean, I drill constantly, any type of footwork drill. I do ladders every time I go out on the field and do a workout. I run through my ladders and all my kind of footwork drills. So whenever I coach kind of like the younger guys in the area, I always run them through kind of just footwork drills, ladders. And I think the best way to get better on ball and covering people is just to kind of practice as much as you can. So, you know, going one-on-one and getting those reps in can only make you better though. I mean, no special tricks or anything or special drills, just kind of like repping out all the kind of simple things can help you out a lot.
Awesome. So, what's your off-season training schedule looking like? Looking forward to training camp here coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, my training schedule right now, I'm lifting weights probably about four days a week probably, and I'm trying to get out on the field obviously as well. So I'm pretty much working out whenever I can, 5-6 a week, depending on my travel schedule with games right now.
Mhm.
But for me, I like to get in the weight room 4 to 5 days a week and get on the field, same thing, about 3 to 4 days a week. I'm always getting shots up, but kind of field work with sprints and all that conditioning stuff, 3 days a week as well.
Awesome. So you feel like you're going to be well prepared to hit training camp coming up?
Yeah, for sure. I'm feeling pretty good right now. So what do we got? About 50 days to go right now, 6 weeks, I think. So yeah, I'll be feeling good once training camp comes for sure.
Awesome. So if you do have cheat days in your diet, what's your go-to meal?
Honestly, just a cheeseburger. I love eating cheeseburgers. I grill out probably, especially this time of year,
Yeah.
at least once a week. So on the weekend, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, I love getting a cheeseburger, and some fries is probably my cheat meal.
Nice. Have you ever made a smash burger at your place?
No, I haven't. Smash
Okay.
burger?
Yeah, so smash burgers have definitely changed like the way that I cook burgers. And there's videos like all over that you can look up that'll explain kind of how you do it. But basically you cook it. I cook it on an iron skillet, and you just smash that burger down. It cooks like in its own juices, so the burger stays juicy like the whole time. And it's super quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just look up some videos. I'll send you some after this that kind of taught
Okay.
me how to do it. It'll be the best burger you ever make, I promise.
All right, sounds good. I'll have to try that out this weekend then for sure.
For sure. Now, kind of shifting gears back to PLL stuff. Did you listen to the PLL draft on Twitter?
Yeah, I did tune in and listen to the draft on Twitter for sure.
Were you listening with anybody? Were you by yourself? Like, what happened when you heard your name called?
Yeah, I was listening by myself. I live with my girlfriend. She was out doing some work stuff tonight, so I was just got home for the day, done with practice at Detroit Mercy, so I tuned in to listen to it, and yeah, it was just great to hear my name called. I was really excited. Didn't kind of know exactly what was going to happen, but I was really excited to hear my name called by the Whipsnakes.
Did your players the next day go crazy when you got back, hearing that you got drafted to the Whipsnakes?
Yeah, my phone was. Yeah, it did. It was pretty cool. My phone was kind of going off the entire night. So most
Wow.
of the guys on my team, they reached out to me the night of. But yeah, they were really excited the next day when I saw them.
That's awesome. And now, who reached out to you from the actual Whipsnakes team after you got drafted?
Yeah, I had a couple guys. Channing Tuck reached out to me. Earnhardt and Bernhardt also reached out to me. So it was good to kind of touch base with those guys. Just kind of made it a little more real and got me more excited for the season.
Now, of the guys on the current roster, who have you played with and who have you played against? Whether it be, in high school, club, college, whatever.
Yeah, probably not too many guys. I mean, playing at Detroit Mercy, we didn't get to play a lot of those top ACC schools or Big Ten schools. So I think on the Whipsnakes roster, I mean, only playing in the MLL the last 2 years too. Obviously played with Aslanian with him the past 2 years. I played against Brian Cole the last 2 years while he was on Boston and Atlanta. But returning Whipsnakes guys, I don't think it's really that many. I don't think I have any of those guys that I've played against yet, played with or against. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome. So who are the hardest players that you've had to go up against in your career?
That's a tough one. Actually, I take that back. I did play against Zed when he was on Boston my rookie year in the MLL, and he was when he was running through the midfield, he was a tough matchup for sure with his size. Yeah, so I did play against Zed, and then he was definitely one of the tougher matchups just with his size and creativity. So I think he'd be up there for sure. I think Kyle Jackson. I guarded Kyle Jackson a lot, pretty much. I mean, we played Boston a ton the past 2 years with regular season and playoffs, and then the championship last year. So I covered Kyle Jackson a lot. I think he's a great player. He's a good matchup, but his shiftiness can be difficult at times. But yeah.
So yeah, that was my. I was gonna kind of build off that question and ask like, what type of dodger are hardest to dodge against for you? Be it shifty guys, speed guys, power guys.
I don't really have. I mean, with my speed, I can match feet with a lot of speedy guys.
Yeah.
In the MLL, I love covering kind of those top-down speedy guys. I think for me, probably if I did have any sort of challenge, it'd be with those bigger guys. I mean, I'm only 5'11", 5'10", so whenever someone's kind of over 6'2", 6'3", it poses a challenge just in terms of them shooting over you and stuff like that. So you just got to be a little bit more physical. But with my strength too, I mean, I like to get in the weight room a lot, so that helps me out. But I think if I had to pick, I do a little bit of a better job with those speedy, quick guys rather than the stronger guys. But obviously feel comfortable going up against anyone.
So going up against those top speed guys in a game situation, what's your first move? Is it backpedal and then watch hips? Like what's kind of going through your brain during that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing that I like to do, I always like to make sure that I'm in a good position once the guy that I'm covering has the ball. So kind of like if my guy's climbing up, I like to anticipate the pass coming to my guy as best as I can. So that right when he catches that ball, I'm in a position to get him go one way, get him going down the alley, and just match feet with him. So yeah, I think once that dodge is coming towards me, yeah, a little bit of a back pedal and then a break is kind of my go-to. But again, I think the biggest thing for me is just kind of making sure I'm in the best position possible once that dodge is coming at me.
Awesome. Okay, now who are you excited to go up against in camp? I know you said you've gone up against Ed before and you had to deal with the size. Who are you excited to go up against when you go to the Whipsnakes camp this summer?
I'm excited to go up against a lot of them. I mean, they're all great players. I think the biggest thing for me is, like I said earlier, playing at Detroit Mercy, I didn't get to go up against all those great players from Maryland and Syracuse and Virginia. So I can't say that I have a specific guy that I'm looking forward to most. I'm looking forward to going to all the guys, and same thing once the season starts, just going against the best players in the world and doing the best I can and having fun doing it.
Awesome. So with that, you got drafted to the Whipsnakes. Fantastic organization, obviously winning the last two PLL championships. Is there a level of pressure with that, being drafted to that team? And then how do you plan on dealing with that pressure?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, there's definitely a little bit of pressure going to the team that's won back-to-back years. I mean, the organization is at the top of the league, obviously. So there's always a little bit of pressure to go back-to-back and get that third championship. And being new on the team, I definitely want to do the best that I can to help us do that. Do whatever I can to help us get back to that championship and win another one. But I'm just really excited for the opportunity. I mean, I played my first 2 years in the MLL with the Denver Outlaws, and they were kind of a little bit of a similar organization in terms of going to championships and winning a lot. So I'm fortunate in the sense that it's kind of a similar situation, but either way, I'm just going into camp, doing the best that I can, whatever I can to help the team win another championship.
Awesome. So we're going to end this with a non-lacrosse related question. So what's one thing non-lacrosse related that you'd want to let the fans know about?
Just like one thing about me.
Yeah.
I'm not too interesting of a guy. When I'm not playing lacrosse, I'm not training or coaching. I like to golf. I'm not the greatest golfer, but I love to get out on the golf course. I'm hoping to get out here in the next couple of weeks. The weather in Michigan's been getting a little nicer, but yeah, I think that's about it. I like to play basketball, play a little pickup basketball, golf in my free time. I'm a pretty big movie watcher. I guess that's one thing to know about me. I do love watching movies. Kind of still love going to the movies as well. So I'm looking forward to that kind of opening up with COVID. With a lot of people like Netflix nowadays, I'm still kind of old school, like going to the movie theater and sitting down for a nice movie.
Charlie, thank you for saying that. I'm the same exact way. I went for my birthday, actually. The theaters just opened up around here not too long ago. So I went and saw Godzilla versus Kong in a movie theater as it's meant to be. And it did not disappoint, man. It did not disappoint. They do everything from like knocking down.
It's always better.
It's always better. The sound, visuals, everything. And the theater that I went to had 2 seats that are blocked off on either side. So you get the seat ahead of time, and then everything's like social distanced or whatever, so that it provides a little bit of safety, and at least it keeps the theaters open. Because I'm old school like you. I like to go to the movie and watch it that way. So that's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite movie, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, favorite movie. I actually hate that question just because I've seen so many. I've seen so many movies, and I like a lot. Again, kind of sticking with the old school. Shawshank Redemption is just top 3 for me. And I actually watched Remember the Titans not too long ago. I feel like I haven't watched that movie since I was very young, and I watched that movie a couple months ago, and I completely forgot how great of a movie that is. So I think Remember the Titans has got to be up there too. So I'd say those 2 kind of at 1 and 2 for me.
I watched that movie too not too long ago on Disney Plus. Is that where you watched it?
Yep.
That's how they get you. My favorite movie is probably Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. That movie's fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's so good.
No, I've seen it. That's a great movie. Yep.
That's a good one. Okay. And then I always end my interviews with one question. It's how many chicken nuggets can you eat in under a minute? And for reference, Brian Cole said 35 and Chris Islanian said 25 to 30. So he kept it pretty conservative.
Okay. With those 2 answers, I'm just gonna have to go with 40. I think in a competition of eating chicken nuggets, I'll just take the higher one. I'll go with 35 to 40. I'll go 35 to 40.
Charlie, I wanted you to say anywhere from 36 to 40. You did it. I'd like to see this actually happen one day between you 3. Okay, we can all hop on Zoom. Okay, I'll foot the bill. You just I'll order the nuggets for you guys. We can all hop on here, and then we can see how many you guys could eat in under a minute. Because I need to know. The people need to know.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'd be down for that.
Okay, cool. Well, Charlie, thank you so much for hopping on this interview. Is there anything going on right now that you want the people to know about?
No, nothing crazy with me. I'm just really excited to get to camp. full training mode, have been for a while now. So really excited to be part of the Whipsnakes, and really excited to get this season going in a month or so here. So hoping to get another championship for that organization.
Oof, you and me both, brother. You and me both. Well, thank you so much, Charlie. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man.
All right, thanks.
No problem. I appreciate it. Thank you.
If you made it here to the end of the video, go ahead and comment down below your favorite part of the interview, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please go hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more Whipsnakes content.